Last week, the president warned that China was seeking to meddle in the U.S. elections. Do you see any evidence of that?
What Washington is confronting is something that they had not really paid a lot of attention to for a long time, which is that China has a global influence operations campaign of fairly large scale under its United Front work department. And it had gone largely unnoticed until people started picking away at it. But there's a key difference in the sense that they're more focused on making sure that there's a positive portrayal of China and to downplay criticism of China rather than, in the Russian case, to seek to disrupt our democratic processes and undermine the legitimacy of our system.
And real quickly for the audience, the United Front Work Department is?
So the United Front Work Department is a very large organization within the Chinese Communist Party that is dedicated to the propaganda and covert influence campaigns about the portrayal of China abroad to actually further China's national interests. And it has there are now a lot of reports in Australia and New Zealand about the activities of this organization, and now we are taking a very long look at it in the United States.
But are you seeing anything that looks to be in the way of interfering in or trying to influence either the political campaigns or meddling in infrastructure, anything related to the midterms?
Well, I think we're potentially going to find out some interesting things in Vice President Pence's speech tomorrow, where there's a promise that they're going to reveal some of the digging they've been doing on this. There is some discussion, for instance, about Chinese campaign finance issues at the local and state and Senate level. And I think we're going to need to dig deeper on that because I personally have not seen any concrete evidence of the same level of meddling, particularly directed towards the midterms.
Dimitri, or would you like to also weigh in? You've also studied China and cyber.
Yeah, so in 2015, the Obama administration struck an agreement with China to stop commercial espionage for the purposes of helping Chinese private and state-owned enterprises. Industries, and for a little bit afterwards, we actually saw a dramatic decline in Chinese intrusion activity. In the United States, there was still activity focused on the national security, sort of traditional espionage, but intrusions into private industry have dropped by over 90% based on our numbers. However, I can tell you that unfortunately now the Chinese are back. And we're seeing a huge pickup in activity over the course of the last year and a half. And nowadays, they are the most predominant threat actor that we're seeing breaking into institutions all over this country and Western Europe.
And are you seeing anything aimed at election infrastructure at all?
We're not seeing much on elections, but every sector of the economy is getting infiltrated, and IP has been stolen just like it was prior to the agreement.
And are we seeing any activity by China in social media, sort of taking a page from what Russia did in 2016?
No, I mean, it again is very oriented on creating a positive image. The Chinese government in particular has been really put on their back heels by the Trump administration trade policies. It has dramatically undermined the narrative that Xi Jinping had been pushing, that this was China's century, the China dream. They're still recoiling a bit from all of this external pressure and trying to figure out how best to respond. And their natural reaction is, let's mobilize our friends that we've built all of these relationships with over the years. And that has mainly been the focus of the information operations messaging.